finally listening to the fans. The phrase I can't stand. And why? On the Flicks, Picks, and the Nitpicks, let's talk about it. This is just going to be a short one where I just really want to discuss this phrase. I haven't done seen the film yet. I probably will go check out Sonic. A couple other movies that I really wanted to see anyway, but I don't know if I'll go to Sonic first. But there's things out here that I really wanted to check out and possibly even do a movie review that's been out that I have not been able to get a chance to see. So let's just rewind a little bit and let's just discuss on what we're talking about when this phrase of finally listening to the fans that I keep hearing, because I was listening to I'm just sitting here listening to other reviewers online that I like to watch, and I heard the phrase and I was like, I'm turning on the mic, because actually I like to listen to a lot of stuff on YouTube, whether it's just like other people talking about films that'll make me want to actually motivate me to go out and see and maybe put my 2 cents in. I like to listen to what other tubers are talking about in terms of the actual conversation. Excuse me, because that's how you know what's going on. You keep your 10 toes foot wet on the scene. I'm going to be able to gauge you guys based on the current topics that's also going on out there to this day, because I actually have a different perspective than a lot of the reviewers that I actually enjoy listening to. And there's a lot of certain things that even the stuff that I may agree with, I don't like how they position it. Not that it's up to my personal taste that they do so. I guess my issue would be some of the issues that down the line will become another issue down the line for them as well. That's why lately I've just been noticing the same issues reoccurring, even with great commentary people, but how they position the argument. And a lot of it has everything to do with monetization as well, because I've actually listened to a person say, well, they made a video, and I listened to the video and I was like, yo, this video was, you didn't really have to make this video. Like, I mean, it was okay video from what I remembered, but it was like, if the video was 10 minutes long, 2 minutes into it, you kind of said all you needed to say. And hey, I'm not going to be the one to act like I don't get long-winded. That's why I'm trying to be a lot better at the format in which I answer these topics. But my point being is that down the line, the critique that they have for other people will be the critique that they could submit towards themselves down the line. Because a guy in 2 minutes could have knocked it out, but he also explained why he keep pumping out videos to that degree. So many, I should say. Because like I said, even the topic wasn't even didn't need a video, and as long as the length of the video, you kind of got it out the way in the first 2 minutes. So, but he even said, I got to keep putting out videos. So that's how I'm going to be getting y'all the notifications, basically down the line to get his money. But these are the same people that are champion for the fans, saying that it's corporate greed. But you're a YouTuber. You're the closest thing that we got to the people. And you just putting out videos, not because it's relevant, because you want the views so it could generate more of a revenue stream. So at the end of the day, your opinions are kind of monotonized. And once your opinions are monotonized, then you'll look for every reason to submit some sort of content. And then it gets to the point when you realize, when you're looking at the analytics, that some of your content people are not interested in, then you'll double down on things that, to be honest, that will move the culture towards sometimes a negative space. So if everybody is shitting on one film, you'll jump into shit on it because those are the videos that everyone else wants to see. I've even heard other people say, why do you always say this about i.e. Brie Larson? And some of these people that actually have some of the the volumes of critique will actually explain to you why they do it, because these are the videos the people want to see, and there go, they want to monetize on it, so they're going to double down, triple down, and they don't care what kind of negative energy they're putting out there, because at the end of the day, they're just trying to get to the bag. And I ain't mad at it. Let's get to the bag, bro. At the end of the day, people want to monetize what they're doing, but the question is integrity compromised in doing so? Or is your integrity monetized? And for me, when I hear them insert certain rhetoric that I hear down the line that they themselves will probably say something about, or the people at large, it'll give me that taste of, see, this is, you guys are no different than the enemies that you quote unquote are fighting. That said, now let's get into the real shit. And let's just talk about this idea of finally listening to the fans, especially when it concerns Sonic. And in that, I have to agree, because I may even just title this one, I Was Wrong. You guys came out to go see this film. I had a feeling more than likely the people doing the most bitching ain't gonna go see the film. But they actually came out. I think a little bit in adverse to Birds of Prey, but not so much, but in adverse to it, because the Birds of Prey wasn't getting no noise anyway, so it might not even be just in spite of, but because of. Like, that film ain't getting too much good press, so people just said, let's go check this out, and I think that kind of helped a little bit. But I also think that the charm of it as well was going to work regardless. I've heard also all different types of critiques about, they love it, it's great, they finally did it, and most of the people lead with the fact that they changed it for the fans. And sometimes I've wondered, is the critique actually fair? Because some of these people are some of the most discriminating to other films that didn't need your critique like that, but it was cool at the time to shit on it. BVS. But yeah, needless to say, you'll still hear people out there leading with that, and then it seems like they like the film. And I don't want to take nothing away from a lot of these guys' commentary. Maybe they did like the film, but they kept leading with it. It almost felt like that was part of the reason why you went in with a better you was more inclined to like it, especially with how Birds of Prey, the fallout around it, not so much of the results of, but because of the marketing that they had in that. And this was a good way to clap back, if you will, I think, for some people. But I'm not going to take nothing away from the success of Sonic. And also, the fact that you guys, even though I still disagree, you guys were pretty much right. It was a more favorable looking Sonic. I liked it. I want the upgrade, of course, but I understood what the original was trying to do. They were just trying to make it more realistic, because for all of that, we could have just did a cartoon Sonic, what would have been almost the point at that point. You know what I mean? I guess they wanted to go for a different rendition. It was smart to pull it and do this. Yes, it was. And in hindsight will always be 20. It probably was more the appropriate for a lot of other reasonings. But like I said, we have more information about the movies around it. So, and the climate of the fandom at the time. That said, now, is it okay to listen to the fans? We've listened to the fans before, and we've ginsuit the shit up out of Justice League. Some people are not too in favor of Aquaman, and that's most of the commentary about really breaking down film analysis and things of that nature. And when you judge it from the pretense of from the stance of a very credible film, you would not see as such. It's just an adventure film and it's fun. Not to say that to take any credit away from the action sequences and stuff like that, but when you have an octopus doing the drums, you kind of let people know what kind of how serious you're gonna take the film in terms of real world effect. So with that being said, not to say that it wasn't the most appropriate to go this way and lean more into the comic book element. Clearly it hit a billy goat, and outperformed even Man of Steel. An excellent film, if you ask me. Has some problems, but for the most part, which film doesn't have its problem? It's an excellent film, especially of the genre. That said, we listened to that worked monetarily, but and people had fun with it, so I'm not gonna knock it. But we did that with Justice League, and with respect, it was two different films. They didn't do it from the very beginning, but actually from the very beginning, they were rewriting a lot of the information because, and if you haven't listened to Zack Snyder's long interview, he even talked about it. We felt nervous about giving you all this other information. And now that we hear the other information, though we haven't seen it executed, so we may change our minds then. And I will be fair, saying that all the people that, especially including me, that couldn't wait to see his vision, that what if it falls short of the mark? Will we be that kind of honest, or will we have the veneer of finally us getting the film that we'll like it no matter what? There's gonna be that argument. You know what I mean? But I still feel like Zack Snyder's going to provide, if they give him his movie, it's going to provide an excellent film. And because there's not going to be anything more, I think even more so the big explosions, the stuff that he really loves to do, the larger life aspect with the real world dread and fallout afterwards, if we're going to leave it there, then you know what? I think you'll even enjoy it more, because most people that was a concern from before. You destroyed all of Metropolis. Like, we gotta address this when we come back. Otherwise, it's just gonna be like, yo, you really destroyed Metropolis. But if it was just a one movie, and I always said, if it was just like back in the day, we dropped it as Superman, the one movie, no trilogy, just one good movie, that end scene would have been, you would have wanted to throw everything at it at the end, because we're not shooting to make a universe. This is not even fathomable at the time. And I think you would have loved that film even more, those that are the naysayers. That said, though, again, we listened to you when it concerned Justice League, and I think a lot of things were changed dramatically, even with the characters. I don't believe that they wanted, Zack's intention was to make Flash this type of quirky. I mean, if you look at the video clip in the surveillance camera, I don't know, he just came off more like a cocky motherfucker, like a cool, cocky motherfucker. I came through and spoke to Bruce. He didn't seem all nerdy. And I almost believe that to be even more so true, the fact that he wanted to do a darker take of the character. That means that that's probably why he signed on to do the role anyway, because he liked the depiction of the Flash that he wanted to create, a more real world, really dealing with the themes of his character, but he'll handle it a different kind of way. Whereas you might make Flash more jokey in a more cartoony aspect, you probably might make him more of a Zach Morris-esque in terms of that. Like, I'll supplement it with that. He'll be more like cocky, more cool, more chill, still fun-loving, but more laid back. You know what I'm saying? Not saying he'd be emo, but he'd be more like a little bit more to him. He can still get serious when need be. This whole type of character that they showed up with, I felt like they were just trying to bare bones mimic Spider-Man and give you your MCU. You guys complained that you wanted something more like the MCU. They brought the Joss Whedon in. You guys in the beginning seemed to have liked it. Now, years later, because we're hearing what Zack Snyder was going to give to us, now you guys, the Josh this, Josh this, that, and shitting on Justice League. I'm going to stand firm. I like Justice League, but I was extremely disappointed. I felt like this was not the film that I was trailblazing and following and seeing what Zack was doing. I felt like this wasn't his vision. That said, again, listening to the fans, they finally listened to the fans. Yeah, it worked this time, but I don't believe that you should listen to the fans all the time. We don't always know what we want. And me as a fan and a person that likes to be, that's a creative of sorts, outside this, I do create certain things outside of this created content, so to speak. I am a creator in my own sense, and I've actually created certain visions. And one of the most interesting things that I love doing is seeing other people's take. I mean, I learned that from watching the Wolverine, which so disappointed me. I should have seen Star Trek when it came out. It was Star Trek of that, and I was like, I'm going to see Wolverine, and maybe I should have seen Star Trek. There it is. I was going to see Wolverine regardless, and I was so disappointed because it wasn't the film that I thought that they were selling me in the trailers. And maybe because I formulated a little bit more in my head to bring all these scenes together, but I just thought it was going to be a way, way better film than that. And again, my cousin, I asked him, I was like, yo, bro, you like that? He said, I love the Wolverine. I'm like, you of all people, you was really into more comics than I was. And he was like, nah, that's just the movie version. And I looked, and it took a long time for me to realize it. This is just their version. That's why I even bring it down to something simple. Their version, that's like different writers had different ways they wanted to depict these characters in the book. This is just a different version of it. You know what I mean? Albeit I'm not a fan of it. You had way more material to do it better than that. But again, I still feel like, and I feel like the game was way better too. But anyways, yeah, that shit was kind of gory as shit. He was chopping up motherfuckers in that. But anyways, I just felt that they tried to give their version of it. Maybe even they had more corporate dipping, but either way you look at, this is the version that they submitted to the fans. Not because that they was trying to butcher the character, because they was hoping you would buy into it. I mean, at the end of the day, no one wants to make a bomb movie. You know what I mean? No one wants to do that. I mean, some people don't care if it bombs because they want to shove down their own type of personal thing. And I think those type of ways of doing filming is not good. I think you just have to go in with a vision and something interesting you want to say in the film, and it doesn't have to be political per se. And even if it is, it's not the first time we'll see it. But to walk about it on your sleeve is kind of ridiculous, because it's almost like you're not even. It doesn't come from no vein. You're trying to sell me some real narcissistic shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, I'd rather you sell me a movie you just really impassionate about. Even if it's gonna have themes you're passionate about, it'll filter itself through the film. What they was trying to sell this film as, I didn't even really see that in the film. And I think it was a lot of other things with Birds of Prey that was really dealing with like messing with the film. And I'm gonna actually do the review for it. I've actually finally seen it again from the very beginning, because remember, I think one of these vids I actually expressed to you that I missed the first 30 minutes, and it probably wouldn't have been fair to do an actual full review on it, because I remember talking to someone and they said, nah man, I mean, I wouldn't even want to watch it if you ain't see it from the very beginning, which was something I had to take into high consideration, because I felt like I saw enough of it, but at the same time I did miss 30 minutes, and I had to be fair, even just talking, because I thought about doing the review like that, and that again goes into monetization. You know what I mean? I'm so quick to want to give you some content that if I didn't see it from like that much of the movie, I missed 30 minutes, then maybe I should watch the first 30 minutes, because it may lay groundwork and context to change my viewpoint of it. And I'll be fair, it changed it just a tad, because it laid more groundwork for the film that I was going to see, because when I came in, it was already in go. Still early in the film, but it was at probably right around the end of the first quarter. And that's not a good way to see a film and give you true commentary. If it was like 5-10 minutes, maybe, especially if it was longer, maybe. But yeah, but in any event, like if I would have went in just to do it, because I'm trying so hard to give content, if I would have seen it again, I would have had to make another video and say, yo, it's not as bad, and I would have updated it. So to be fair, I should have just wait till I see all 30 minutes, especially because it was so controversial, so I could give you the best depiction of it. But again, that goes back into, you know, the craft of it. What kind of craftsman do you want to be? Are you more motivated by getting stuff out because you want to get a fast return? Or are you really interested in discussing films? You know, discussing what's wrong, the issues and stuff. And that again, that's the reasoning why you can't always listen to the fans, because the fans sometimes will just jump on other shit because it's cool to do it. And a lot of the fans are really motivated by the lower tier commentary on YouTube, because they help motivate a lot of the groundwork from the fans on the ground level, whether you like to believe it or not. It's the reason, there was a reason why for Justice League they flew a lot of the YouTubers out there to talk to them and tell them what they were going to do was going to be more levity, more comedy. And yo, if that wasn't the film that you guys were going to make, it was going to be no heart in it. I want you to give me your depiction, but at the same time, I still understand the studios. We want to make you guys happy, and look what happened. And then now the fans are saying, if you let the artists do what they want to do, and then here goes Sonic again. Now we want you to change this, and then it changes, and it actually finally makes some money at the box office. And now look at what, if you listen to the fans, and it's like, come on, man, like, nah. Sometimes you should, there's times you should, and there's times you shouldn't. And I think if they would have decided to do this film after Pokemon, I think they would have realized you could have went with a more cartoon version of the character, but really focused on the texture maps and stuff like that, so it could look as realistic or as it can be, as even though it's still a cartoony version of it. and so at least it could resonate well within the frame. Because some of the commentaries, and albeit it's usually the guys that don't care for the film, have said that he was so cartoony, it's like he wasn't even there. You know what I'm saying? And there was certain inconsistencies that they've said, and I mean, like I said, I haven't seen the film, but this isn't about a review in the film. It's about the idea of listening to the fans. Because if we listen to the fans, then why would you get an auteur? You would have to get a movie by assembly. And then if we make a movie by assembly to appease fans and hit all the marks to hit you guys, then you'll say it feels formulaic. And then you'll shit on that. So, I mean, there's always going to be a balance. And as a creator, I think that as a creator, you should at least have your finger on the pulse of the fans. But that doesn't mean you should be beholden to it, because they won't know what they like until you submit it. And sometimes if you're true to the story you want to tell, it'll resonate a lot better with the people. That's why we have buffers. We listen to what you want to do, and we'll see if it fits for the direction that we kind of was thinking of going. And that's why they interview directors. There's plenty of the films out there that other directors wanted to get their hands on, but creative differences. And then, but now that it's more now that we can interface with the film directly more, we could kind of actually interfere with the beginning in the production of the film, in terms of we can actually directly tweet the people behind the scenes, things of that nature. And it could actually ruin the film, because so many little people got all these little things that they want you to hit these marks to appease them specifically, that you get a movie by a committee. It's just going to be the committee of the fans. And does that make it for an auteur film? No, because it's not an artist. It's not an artist trying to give you a good film. It's an artist just trying to, kiss your ass. And I don't want a film to be made to kiss my ass. Because then that's where you get all of these virtue signal and shit. Like, look at me, I'm doing what you like. Look at me, I want to sound like I care about shit. And deep down inside, we find out you really don't by your history. But you're just, and it seems very fake, unauthentic, insincere, not auteur. So, that being said, I am just so annoyed with you finally listen to the fans. Make no mistake, I don't know how you would want to submit it, because this is one time the guys were right. You guys were right on paper in terms of the turnout. But at the same time, I don't think that should be a rule of thumb. I think we still need passionate directors as well as, and you're going to have to temper it with some sort of studio notes. Because the studio is going to be the ones that want to gauge the audience and say, well, I want you to hit this, because that's what focus groups are for. So, needless to say, that's why you have also, like I said, people that will view the film just before it goes to the final edit to see what we need to do. And if we have to do what we'll do, the tweaking and reshoots, and just ramp it up so it could be better, so we could get a better audience approval. So when it's time to set the movie to press, then we're ready to go. So that's all I gotta say. I mean, what you guys think? Do you think that the studio should listen to the fans more? Do you feel like fans should have more input into the filmmaking process? Let me know down below, man. Like I said, man, for me, I just think that there's a certain veneer of arrogance. I mean, out and out overt arrogance, I say, with the fan community. That's all of us, in terms of how much input that we should have into a film. Now, me subjectively, I might not personally feel that way, but I have to admit, I am a YouTuber now. I may not get the views that would make me have a stronger voice in it, but I am part of this community, and the community at whole, I have to include myself in, and we have to be a lot more discerning, and if anything, we can be just more consistent, because not everything we say is gonna work. It sounds good when we do it, but we don't make the movies, they do. So you're gonna have to respect what they got to say as well, and I think it's a certain balancing act, and depending on what kind of film and director you got in, you'll have to balance it how you have to balance it to get the best type of film out there. But that's all I got for this, man. Again, let me let me know, you guys. Maybe we could do another video where we could discuss it. I want to do a lot more interesting things, so please just give me more input, give me some shares, give me some likes, because I got a lot of cool ideas that I'm considering employing down the line that can make this a lot more fun and interactive, and still with respect to how I want to be responsible in terms of doing film commentary and movie news commentary. But anyway, that's all I gotta say. I got more work to do. I had to jump off so I could chop it up with you guys while I cut another video, because I'm cutting video, man. We on it. Like, I was slacking. I got a lot of videos in the can that will be premiering throughout this week, so don't worry, you're not going to miss anything if you come back on Friday. The stuff that I got dropping this week, I actually had one come out today on schedule, just a trailer review. I do mostly trailer reviews, but we're going to do more commentary vids that's going to come out, and it seems like those get a little bit more traction, if you will, which makes it great because I actually like talking about it. I just guess that when I do the trailer reviews, that it just seems like it's just a trailer review, but it's not as gauging enough to talk about films, and I haven't been doing enough actually movie reviews that I gotta catch up on. But outside of the realm of me just being just a trailer review thing, just really doing more movie news and my commentary and my ideas and thoughts on the topics that's going out there at hand. And I'm gonna do a lot more, have them scheduled, so you could jump between trailer reviews if you like to watch a trailer with the kid, and you could just, get up in my brain and talk. But I feel like I do a good balance in my trailer reviews. But I feel like sometimes when you see the trailer review, you guys might just like, seen the trailer's an old trailer, but there's stuff in there. I might chop it up with you about some realer stuff, man. But I'm getting more into the vibe of it. But again, like I said, just give me all the ideas and any comments that you have. All my contact information is out there. If you like any of the design elements, it's out there. I'm connected to a brand that actually, this is what they do. This is what we do out here, and I'm part of the team. And they help produce a lot of the stuff that's coming out of here. And if you have any interest in artwork, stuff like that, or you just want logo design,